Okay, hi everyone. Thanks so much for joining this wellness workshop this evening. My name is Meg McLean and I am an independent consultant and executive national vice president with Arbonne. And before I started Arbonne, I had no idea really about health and wellness. I didn't really know what it meant. I thought that the food that my mum put in front of me was always healthy because it was homemade. I didn't really know much about the concept of wellness, the concept of self-care. And with regards to skincare, it was literally whatever was cheapest or whatever was an offer in Tesco, which was what I was using. So a very different story now that I've been with the Arbonne business now for 14 years. This wellness workshop is designed to educate you, empower you, and inspire you to improve your overall wellness. So we'll talk about a few different things. This will run for about 30 minutes, no longer, and we're going to cover off topics that will positively impact your mind, your body, and your skin. So I'll share some stories, some facts, and benefits about why it's so important to create those daily healthy habits for yourself and for your gut, which basically rules the roost when it comes to our body, and your skin, because everything that's going on internally shows externally. So there's only so much you can do in terms of putting stuff on your skin. You really want to be treating your body holistically by working on what you're putting into your mouth, working on your breath work, working on your self-care, all of that kind of stuff, as well as what you put on topically. So I'd love to know who you are, so please feel free to share in the chat where you're coming from, where you're listening from, and any specific challenges that you have, or pain points that you have, or if you're simply open to learning more, then please do put that in the chat. So let's kick off. The first thing I want to talk to you about is investing in yourself. Why is it such a big deal? Self-care is something that we talk about a lot these days. And often people think it's just, kind of face masks and bubble bath, but it's actually so much more than that. Ultimately, everything ends and begins with the relationship that you have with yourself. And if you're not valuing yourself, caring for yourself, nurturing yourself, giving to yourself first, then that's where challenges can arise, or issues and stress starts to show, or just kind of take place in the body, whether you realize it or not. And I'm not sure about you, but I definitely feel that sometimes we prioritize other people a lot more than prioritizing ourselves. But investing in our health and our well-being is actually so true. And it's not selfish, it's actually selfless. It's really important, because if you fill up your own cup, then everyone else gets to drink from the overflowing of your cup. Whereas if you're empty, you're running on empty, you're trying to do all of the things with an empty cup. But when you prioritize your self-care, you feel good, you have energy, you're able to help other people, you're able to give more, you're able to do more, you're able to be more productive, your concentration will improve, your patience will improve, your mood will improve, you'll feel happier, your relationships will get better. It's so much more than just taking a bubble bath. So important. So the Oxford English Dictionary describes self-care as the practice of taking an active role in protecting one's own well-being and happiness, in particular during periods of stress. This brings me on to why it's so important. Right now in 2023, we have stress all around. Whether you think you're stressed or not, your body is pretty stressed, because we have so many different pulls on our focus, on our mental health, on the way that we live our life is very different now than it was, hundreds of years ago, the way we were built to survive. According to the Mental Health Foundation, 74% of UK adults have felt so stressed over the past year. This study was actually published in 2021, that they have felt overwhelmed or unable to cope. And around the world, in every country, these stats are very similar. And without adequate self-care, stress has an effect on the body and affects all of your systems. So, for example, it disrupts your nervous system, which releases hormones called cortisol and adrenaline. So they're amazing when you're fleeing from a saber-toothed tiger, but they're not designed for long-term sustained use. Your body can't tell the difference between a really busy day at work, or your boss saying get that deadline done on time, or a really dramatic Netflix series that you stay up really late at night to watch. Your body treats that like you're running from a saber-toothed tiger. You've got cortisol coming, you've got adrenaline coming, your body feels stressed. we as humans put ourselves under stress so often without even realizing it. Things like the Netflix documentaries that we choose to watch about horrific stories, you're actually putting yourself through stress just before you go to sleep, which is supposed to be when you rejuvenate and when your body, kind of regenerates all of its cells. All of that good stuff happens while you sleep, but you don't sleep properly because you've just stressed yourself out. So it's a never-ending circle. But stress affects our gut health and our digestive system, and the body is no longer prioritizing proper relaxed digestion. It's preserving energy, and it's sending blood to the muscles to get ready to move, to get ready to run from the saber to the tiger, or the scary person you've been watching the documentary about on Netflix. It stops making certain vitamins that are created in the gut. And that creates a weakened immune system. So the more stressed you are, the weaker your immune system is. That's really eye-opening, isn't it, when you actually think about it like that? And when you think of the times that we put ourselves under stress in our day-to-day life without even realizing it. Sometimes all you have to do is open your phone to feel stressed. So it's really important. Stress can also create tension headaches, improper breathing or rapid breathing, high blood pressure when the body is in that fight or flight mode, high blood sugar, as rapid energy, and so much more. It affects our sleep, which I mentioned, which has knock-on effects on your mood and your performance. Studies have been carried out in the world's blue zones. So the blue zones are the areas where the life expectancy is highest. And there are many common threads, but one common thread is that these people have little stress. They've got very little stress. They eat locally produced whole foods. And the big one is they have a sense of purpose and community, which is really, really important. So we can learn a lot from the blue zones. And in order to give to other people in all sorts of dimensions in your life, you have to put yourself first. Literally, energy is everything. And when you give to yourself, when you keep yourself in that higher positive state and you feel gratitude and love and joy, it impacts your self-esteem and it impacts your self-confidence. Therefore, you show up in your best state. So it's really important. So here's a couple of things that you can do today to improve your self-care and your mental state and your mental health. So schedule time, first of all. Create a space in the day for you. For me, that's waking up half an hour earlier before the kids and going through something that we call a start well call, which you can get access to. Ask the person who introduced you to this and you can get access to that. And it goes through affirmations and breath work and reading, and it's just half an hour of bliss before your day starts. You can do that on your own. It doesn't have to be via a start well call, but that's just something that brings you joy and relaxation. Maybe for you, it's going for a walk. Maybe it's reading a book. Maybe it's having a bath, just something. It's just you and you can just chill. Breath work. If you have an Apple Watch, you'll know that it reminds you to breathe. Like, what state are we living in where you breathe? Because so many of us are living in this shallow breathing state instead of those slow, deep inhales and exhales, which actually our body really needs to regulate our nervous system. Meditation or prayer or mindfulness, just silence, whatever that looks like for you. The benefits of meditation are widely recognised. It calms the nervous system and it provides distance between what's in front of you now, what's happening now, and your emotional reaction to that. And it puts you in that state of peace and just connects back to your inner self rather than what's going on around you. Eating well is really important. So eating fresh, clean, nutrient-dense foods, getting into nature, life-changing, just plugging into nature and feeling all the benefits of that. Moving your body daily. Your body is designed to move. They say sitting is the new smoking because so many health problems and chronic illnesses are coming from our sedentary lifestyle that we have created. So often, you'll sit all day and then you go to the gym for half an hour, but if you can get up and walk around between your calls at work or walk to work instead of driving or go for a walk on your lunch break, just incorporate moving into your day. It's going to be so much better for you than sitting, half an hour of exercise. That is good, but just incorporating it into your lifestyle makes such a difference. Maintaining good friendships and positive relationships is so, so important. Again, that was part of the blue zone findings, the communities and the contribution that the blue zones have really lead to their long lifespans and living with purpose. So you get to decide what that means for you. For some people, it'll be totally different to others. And sometimes it can be the smallest things that bring the greatest contribution of joy, the random acts of kindness that you do. All of that contributes to your sense of fulfillment and your lowering of stress levels. So we've shared some tips about investing in yourself. So what I'm going to talk about now is gut health and why it's important. Gut health is something that we hear about a lot now. It's very kind of trendy in the media, but it's something that we're learning more and more about. The world of the microbiome is being explored in depth now, and we know a lot about it, but there's still so much that we don't know about yet, and so much that our medical system is catching up with. We know that gut health affects your immunity and it helps you sleep better. It gives you healthier skin, it improves your mental health, it improves your digestion. And as you can see, it basically is the center of the way that our body is and the way that we actually live our life. So comment in the chat or tell me, or just put your hands up if you have suffered from any of these things. So bloating, gas, digestive discomfort, diarrhea, constipation, brain fog, low mood, skin issues, so breakouts or dry skin conditions, trouble with sleep, low energy and fatigue, weight management. Perhaps despite changing your diet and doing more exercise, you struggle to lose weight. Most people are struggling with one or two, if not more, of these issues. So before I started Arbonne, before I heard much about gut health, I used to think that whatever was homemade was good for me, and a tuna sandwich at lunchtime or a ham sandwich at lunchtime with a packet of salt and vinegar squares because they were low calorie, and a Diet Coke because that didn't have many calories in it either, was a healthy lunch. What I didn't realize, I was feeding my body full of things, additives, preservatives that were actually destroying my gut microbiome. What we know as a traditional healthy diet is actually very different to the truth. It's very different to the way that our gut health actually needs to be provided for. So after doing the gut health program, I realized that my bloating was gone. I was going to the toilet regularly. My skin cleared up. My energy levels were much higher. My patience with my children was much better. I am the kind of mum that I want to be when I'm good to my gut health. But when I'm not, it all goes wrong. It's just different, and your gut health can actually be overhauled in the space of a few days. So when you start drinking loads of water and fueling your body with good whole food, a rainbow of fruit and vegetables, and topping that up with nutritional supplements, you'll find that you start to feel better in the space of a few days. So it's really, really interesting. So your gut microbiome is the foundation of your health. Microbiome are the name that we give to the bacteria that line the gut. So the gut is actually, a lot of people think your gut is your stomach. Your gut is actually the lining from your mouth all the way down and your stomach and then out the other end. So it's basically the lining that everything that we put into our mouth goes through before it reaches the end. And it's the little bacteria that line this lining that actually rule our body. So there's 50 trillion of them that live in your gut, with around 300 to 500 different types of bacteria. So just like a fingerprint, each person's gut bacteria profile is totally unique. You need a balance between the good and bad bacteria for your body to function well. Over 70% of your immune function is made in the gut. So if your gut isn't healthy, your immune system won't function as well, and you'll get sick more. 95% of your body's serotonin, which is your happy hormone, is made in the gut. So again, if your gut isn't healthy, then you'll struggle to produce that serotonin. And that's why gut health is massively linked to low moods and even anxiety and depression. So you'll start to see for yourself, if you start eating healthier, cut out common allergens like gluten, sugar, alcohol, those kind of things, dairy, when you cut out things like that, start to feel better, your mood starts to be better, your patience starts to improve, your skin starts to improve because your gut microbiome are like, yes, you're feeding me well again, thanks so much. That's their way of thanking you by making you feel good. They're able to work properly. And all of those things are just the tip of the iceberg. So it's very important to improve your gut health. So let's look back to the signs of the unhealthy gut. So things like an upset stomach, just a challenge to eliminate waste. So that might be something that you're experiencing, or maybe you eat a lot of sugar and highly processed food. A high sugar diet is strongly linked to an unhealthy gut because it increases the bad bacteria and puts it out of balance. And it's a vicious cycle because the bad bacteria, you're feeding the bad bacteria sugar, so it's eating up all the sugar, and then it makes your brain say, we need more of that, we need more of it. So then you want more sugar, you want more carbs and carb-based foods because that creates the sugar, and also that's stored as fat in your body. You're not sleeping well, or you're always tired, again, because serotonin, which really affects sleep, is produced in the gut. So gut damage can affect your sleep massively. Maybe you've got skin issues like eczema, psoriasis, dermatitis, acne. There's growing research to show that an unhealthy gut could be contributing to this as well. Maybe you're putting on weight or you're losing weight with no obvious change to your diet or lifestyle. Again, it can be signs of an unhealthy gut. An imbalanced gut can impair your body's ability to absorb nutrients or to regulate blood sugar or to store fat. And also a similar story, if you have trouble managing your weight, trying to lose it, and it's not happening, could be an unhealthy gut. And a low mood. It's not always the case, but it's worth looking at measures within your control that you can change your diet and your lifestyle in order to improve your mood if you possibly can. So what can we do for improving your gut health? Number one, lower your stress levels, which we've already spoken about. You can lower your stress levels through your self-care, spending time with yourself, breath work, getting out in the fresh air, moving your body, drinking a lot of water is really important for improving your gut health as well, because there are meters and meters and meters and meters of your gut all wound up in your stomach. So that has to be flushed out. If you're not drinking enough water, it doesn't get flushed out and things stay there. So you need to be flushing it out enough. Get enough sleep. That's big for gut health because it allows your body to recuperate and regenerate and rest, and it has a positive impact on your health. Eat slowly. Chewing your food thoroughly and eating your meals more slowly can promote full digestion, because what happens is your gut, as I said earlier, starts in your mouth. So the first part of your gut, the first breaking down of food happens with your saliva. So if you use your tongue and you feel on the inside of each cheek, there's a little dot. You might think it's like a little ulcer in the inside of your cheek. It almost feels like a little spot on either side. Those are actually your saliva glands. And that's where the saliva comes from and starts to digest your food there. So if it's not spending enough time in your mouth, it's not getting enough saliva to break it down to then go further. So that's why it's really important to chew thoroughly. Stay hydrated. We mentioned that. Look at your diet or your nutrition and your food intake. Small changes become a lifestyle over time. So things like eating a huge range of different vegetables and fruit per day. So you're really talking about 30 plus per week and 10 per day. It's not easy to be done. So if I were you, I would think about a supplement for your fruit and vegetables. I take a greens powder, which I'll talk to you about a little bit later on. And you also want to be feeding your gut microbiome with a prebiotic and a probiotic to feed the good bacteria and to banish the bad bacteria and digestive enzymes as well. And not all supplements are created equal. So you want to make sure you get a supplement that not only contains the right things, but it's also encapsulated as such that it can make it down all the way to your stomach, which is full of acid, and actually do its work. So a lot of supplements are created in such a way that the goodness is taken away before it even reaches the stomach, which is where it's really needed. So that's really important. Okay, so we've spoken a lot about gut health. Investing in your skin, let's talk about that for a moment. Why is that important? Well, it's important for the way that we feel, first of all. Aging is inevitable, but the extent that it shows on your skin is actually not inevitable. Environmental factors are inevitable, but you can actually control what your skin reacts like. So there's a few key ingredients that if you go to any skin clinic, you'll be recommended to have in your skincare. So number one is vitamin C, because it helps skin cell turnover. Number two, hyaluronic acid, because that attracts and retains moisture in the skin cells. Phytic acid helps remove dead skin cells. Vitamin E supports glow and supports the glow through hydration. See, Loretta says aging is optional. Aging, not so much optional. The way that we control aging is optional. Ferulic acid is a super antioxidant that works synergistically with vitamin C and E. Bakuchiol and retinol are bakuchiol is a gentle plant-based retinol alternative that helps reduce the look of facial wrinkles. Niacinamide is an amazing pore refiner that supports the skin moisture barrier. So I was talking to an esthetician today, and she was saying that one of the most popular skin treatments right now is injecting niacinamide into the different layers of the skin, and you can actually get it through your products as well. Investing in a community and staying accountable is really important as well. So staying accountable and learning more about your gut health and your skin and how that can affect each other, and to just show people, for people to help you with things like recipes and skincare and all that kind of thing. Having a community is really important too. So if you decide to invest in yourself and your gut and your skin, just have a think about how you would feel and what actual difference it would make to you. It's life-changing when you start to actually take care of yourself. And I know it sounds time-consuming. It sounds like you might have to rejig your habits. It sounds like you might have to buy different food, spend your time in different ways. These are habits that can be stacked and put in place over time, a little bit at a time. And when you change the way that you eat, it starts to make you feel a way that you want to keep feeling. And when you are part of a community that are all doing it together, it makes it much easier. And for me, when I learned about gut health and I learned about the value of cooking food from scratch and the value of cutting out things like preservatives and numbers and food that you cannot pronounce from your diet because it's damaging to your gut microbiome, I thought, well, how am I going to cook? What recipes am I going to use? I don't know if I'll be able to do this. That's why I did the Arbonne 30 Days to Healthy Living program, because I had a community, I had a Facebook page, I had accountability, I had daily messages, I had daily guidance, I had shopping lists, I had, this is how you should start your day, this is how your day should be at lunchtime, this is how you should feel by day one and day two. And that's what I did when I first started, and that was my first gut health transformation. And that is the moment that I realised how good my body was supposed to feel, because until that moment I had no idea just how good my body was supposed to feel. And that is what I would recommend. If you're sitting here thinking, I think I need to do this, I think I need to overhaul my gut health and just give myself a while to just focus on this, then I would suggest you doing the 30 Days to Healthy Living. So in terms of gut health, we have 3 different packages. Let's call them the gold, silver, and the bronze. So the gold package would be the 30 Days to Healthy Living plan, and that's 30 days worth of supplements to flood your body with nutrients that it needs to feel really, really good. And you pair that with a whole food diet that supports gut health and helps to unearth potential intolerances as well. So when you cut foods out, you can start to see how you feel without it. And then after 30 days, you can reintroduce it. And then you start to learn, oh, it was the dairy that actually was giving me the spots, or it's when I eat gluten that I feel really bloated. It's the alcohol that was giving me the headaches. That's how you can start to really exactly what food groups make you feel what way, because I think so many of us are just going through life feeling rubbish and we're not entirely sure why or what it is that's causing it. So that's why it's important to just cut it out for a while, see how you feel, eat real whole food, and then flood your body with nutritional supplements like gut health supplements and greens powder and protein to start off your day well and to help muscle repair. And when you do that, then you can unearth what's happening with your health and change your way of eating and your relationship with food for good. So that's the first one. That's 30 Days Healthy Living programme. The second one would be the Healthy Habits. So it's a lower commitment approach with slightly less product to lean on, but it also gives you the same support and guidance. So you would get access to our Thrive Facebook group, where last night we had a hormone and gut health webinar from a doctor and a nutritionist on there. There's recipes, there's eating plans, there's gut health workshops, so much value on there. And you're not doing this by yourself. You're in a community of people who are all growing and learning and figuring this out together. And then the bronze would be the Greens Gut Glow drink. So although it's called bronze, it is an incredible way to start your day. So the Greens Gut Glow drink replaced my morning coffee, and it's honestly incredible. So the greens is the superfood greens powder. So it's one scoop of a versatile greens vegan superfood powder. It gives you 36 fruits and vegetables with each serving for a boost of greens. So it has fibre and phytonutrients along with a natural deep green colour. It's got a rainbow of different fruits and vegetables, algae derived from spirulina, chlorella, wheatgrass and barley grass. So these superfoods actually draw out toxins from your body as well. So greens goes in the glass. The next thing to go in the glass would be your gut health sachet. So that's a supplement that we offer that's 3 in 1. It's got probiotics, prebiotics and digestive enzymes. And that's a great way to improve your gut health. You can get prebiotics through your food. A lot of fruits and vegetables have prebiotics, and that's the good food for the gut bacteria. You want to be adding fibre, things like fermented food, things like kefir, sauerkraut, various different, kimchi is the other one that's really, really good for prebiotic health. But the amount of these things that you need to eat to be serving your gut bacteria really well is quite high. And I don't know about you, I mean, I like sauerkraut, but I don't know if I like it enough to eat it multiple times a day. That's why I have a gut health sachet that has probiotics, prebiotics, and digestive enzymes. And they're huge in terms of the difference of quality in supplements. And Arbonne's gut health supplement is designed so that it doesn't activate until it gets to the gut where it actually is needed. And it's built so that it can withstand that acidic environment of the gut, which a lot of supplements aren't. And lastly, in that glass would be the skin elixir. So collagen production in your body starts to reduce after the age of 25. So this basically helps your body produce its own natural collagen. So it's got vitamin C, biotin, hyaluronic acid, which all contribute to your skin health, your nail health. It's good for joints. It's good for feeling supple. It's just good for keeping your skin radiant and plumper looking. So what we can do is put that in with your greens, your gut health and your skin elixir, give it a little dry mix, and then top it up with water and stir it and drink it as a greens drink every morning. And you'll feel the benefit of that. Again, with the Greens Gut Glow, you do get the accountability and the community of the Facebook group too. So those are the 3 different options: the Green Gut Glow drink, the Healthy Habits range, and the 30 Days Healthy Living range. So that would be the bronze, silver and gold. If you are keen to work on your gut health, if you're keen to feel better, if you're keen to work on your self-care, if you feel like you are just, you're bloated, you're tired, you're feeling a little bit stuck, you just want to move to the next level of your health or your wellness or even your career, you're looking for that extra sharpness that comes with looking after yourself, that's what this can do for you. It will transform the way that you feel. And when you start to work on yourself, everything else starts to fall into place, because this is where it all comes from. It comes from your physiology. And I cannot underestimate the value of all of these things for how you feel and the way that you live your life. So thank you so much, guys, for listening. And I am mindful of your time. So I said it was half an hour, so let's stop there. But thank you guys so much for taking the time to join in. If you're interested in getting started with any of those products, then contact the person who gave you this recording and they can give you the details of and the link of how to buy it. Each product that you buy comes with a 90-day money back guarantee. So you're absolutely able to just do that and return the products. If it doesn't work out for you, if you don't like it, then return them. That's the challenge. See if you like them and then send them back if you don't, but I guarantee that you'll love them. You'll love them. Thanks so much for listening, guys, and I'll see you soon.